Well, hello, welcome to Drawing with Art. I'm Valarie, your neighborhood pyrography artist, and I'm going with hubby.
Hubcap.
And today we are making our self-portrait pattern, our community project of 2020. I can't believe 2020 is tomorrow.
We're living in the future.
Where's my flying car? Want my flying car? Hey, Burrow, Amy, Sheila, Spence,
Your flying car.
Greg.
Your flying car is on its way to Mars.
Aw, but I want to be flying it already.
Elon Musk launched it.
Hopefully this isn't too bright down at the bottom. It's my light pad. And we are going to get started first because I chose to go ahead and step out the box even more. I'm going to be using a piece of light edge basswood. So that's what I'll be burning on for my self-portrait. And it's a pretty big one, so I needed to balance it out, which means my picture is pretty big. Hey, John. Hey, Arlene. Welcome. We got a bunch of new people in to the group because a bunch of people decided they wanted to burn. And they got burners for Christmas.
Tracy.
Hi, Tracy. And I'm excited to see.
She actually made it to a live. Yep.
You did. We are live. So, this is how I have cut my photo in order to tape it back together to fit my board. So what I do have to do first is I have to figure out where the tape is going to be. Since I'm not going to be using this picture directly for transfer, it's okay if I tape all over the place because I'm not going to have to push down harder. So we'll get started with that. There we go. You can see my hair a little purple better. That makes me happy. Spent a lot of money for that purple. Alrighty, so I'm going to tape myself together. I'm going to try not to get my head in the camera because right now I need to see to line up. So let's make sure my nose isn't crooked. And what I did in Photoshop was I actually take the measurement of what my burn area is for the wood. And I create a new file, a new file. And then I take my picture that I want to do and try to fit it within that area so that I know it'll fit on the wood. And I have to find areas where I can. Oh, guess what, love? I found the Scotch tape. Alrighty.
That's timely.
Tape it back together.
Not.
There we go. And then I can cut off any excess paper because it's just going to get in my way. So we're going to cut that off. And then the tracing paper that I use is 11 by 14. Whoop. I'm not going to cut that area off because I taped there. Alrighty. It's kind of hard because I'm looking at an angle on all this.
Aaron's
Hey,
sick.
Aaron.
Yep.
Alright. Oh, hi, Coco. But I have no special cup because I have no New Year's cup. Hot. It's hot. Alright, make sure we got lined up. My nose ain't crooked. My hair looks like it's lined up except right there.
Spence says he's doing his on an 8x10, but his picture doesn't fill the whole thing.
Try, if you can, to do your picture as big as possible. And I only say that because eyes tend to be... No.
Well, it'll be easier.
It's easier. I know it might look like a lot of work, but it's easier to get the details you want. So let's start off with bigger. And we can do smaller in the future. I think I better line up now. What I'm doing is checking the edges here. I am. And so it doesn't flop around, I'm going to take my nose. There we go. Alrighty. So now, my printout is pretty light because I don't like to waste ink. So what I can do on the areas that are lighter is go over it with one of my Sharpies. That way, I can see it better through my lap pad. And all the supplies are down in the link below. And if I need to cut down a piece of tracing paper, I save it because there'll be something later on that I can use that smaller piece for without wasting. I've had this pad for years. There we go. And I know this seems like extra work, but it has good purpose that will help you out a lot. Especially on lining up. And this way, if you mess up on your tracing paper, you haven't messed up on transferring on wood, and it's also easier to transfer on the wood using this because it's thinner. Alrighty, so.
You have a question?
Yes, please.
Arlene Romeo wants to know, is it better to start with a colored photo versus grayscale? I
am using the color photo in order to create my pattern because you can see the detail better. Some of these tones, like the purple and the green, if the tonal value is the same, they'll both come across as gray, and it's hard to see the difference. So for doing the pattern, color, yes. And then you're using the black and white and sepia for the burning part. So we're going to take down, and I do want it straight because my brain works better straight. Alright, so I've gotten a bunch of questions on how much information to transfer. We talked about last week, it all depends on what your brain is comfortable with. If you need a little more information, totally fine. Do it. What I do like to do is use different colored Sharpies, because then I can go through and say, okay, with my dots, this is a shadow, this is the shirt part, and it's just so my brain picks up better on what's going on. In this photo, though, I don't have as much shadow in my face as I would have liked. I tried so hard. So hard.
It's a nice picture, though.
Okay, but it's not... I wanted something with a little more... I'm trying to find the photo now. I think it's this one.
Contrast?
Yeah, I wanted more contrast. I have some contrast, but you can't... I pulled it up on my phone in order to see it better. I have shadowing on my forehead. I have a little shadowing on the cheek here. I got my dimples. I got some shadow here. And what I'll do is I'll keep my phone close by just so I can look at the original, because I did print out lighter. So we'll just do that and see. Like right here on my nose, it's harder to see the detail. So I probably should brighten this up a little bit. Don't lose the picture. Don't lose it. Is that the right one? No, that is not the right one. That is the right one. Okay. So
Beryl did both. She printed hers in color and sepia.
Well, you would need it later, so it's really not a big deal. No problem. What I'm gonna do later. I need to have. Let's see here. I didn't do this on my phone. I did it in Photoshop, so I don't have. Scratch. Alrighty, there we go. Now I can see. Like right here, if I go to make the pattern, I can't see where the edge of my nose is, and there is some shading of my nose. So we do want that, but when we go to burn, it's not going to be a line. We won't be burning lines. So I'm going to use purple for the stuff I can't see.
Beryl apparently does not have video.
What?
But we have
video. We have sound too, right?
Yeah. Well, if we didn't, I wouldn't be watching.
This is true.
So
let me make sure. Yep.
Because
we're all good.
Because I'm watching on a separate device. That's.
Yeah, he's not on the computer.
Yeah, I'm not. No. Spence, I will be. Hang on, I gotta get around your hair.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I will. I will be participating, but I'm gonna do ink, and I think I'm gonna do a dip pen because.
Ooh, a dip pen too.
Yeah, because
that's out of his comfort zone.
Yeah, that's not something that I normally do, and a dip pen kind of replicates the difficulty in that I got to keep going back and putting ink in the pen, so as opposed to just using a regular pen, because I could probably, for good or for bad, knock out an ink portrait pretty quickly. But
with a pen?
Yeah, with a pen. But if I'm using a dip pen, that's another skill set and more complexity. So I'm going to be doing that. So I'm not showing anything today. I am just...
Because you ain't ready.
I'm just reading comments.
Because you ain't ready.
I could be ready if I wanted to.
But you didn't do it.
I'm not ready.
Oh,
I'm not ready.
I know that some people on Facebook are on my personal profile, so they already know, and they've been absolutely wonderful. The day after Christmas, we had to help Moon, the barking seal dog, cross over the rainbow bridge. So unfortunately, we won't have her cameos anymore. I haven't said it out loud in a couple of days. A little hard.
It's hard.
Alright, so...
Always hard to...
I do have the waterline. Yeah. Deep breath. Whew. Alrighty. So I put on makeup. For those who wear makeup, going lighter is better. So I tried to do light makeup, but now my lips are darker because it's my normal lipstick. But I didn't go heavy on eyeshadow or any eyeliner because that will make it harder and feel overwhelming. Because you're putting the makeup on and you're kind of doing the tonal value of the makeup, but it may feel streaky. So I think and it's not wrong if you did, if that's what you feel more comfortable in, because that is definitely the biggest thing, is what you feel comfortable with. Trying to go with less makeup.
You know, there's a lot of nice comments. I'm not going to read them, but they're there.
Thank you. Yeah, they were awesome on our private Facebook too.
When I do transfers, for painting or whatever, and when I'm going to do the ink, I tend to do exactly what you're doing. I'll do the darkest lines, and I'll make sure that I get the position of the lips, the nostrils, the nose, the eyes, the eyebrows, and the general shape of the face, because those are all like really important landmarks that you have to capture a likeness. So if those are off for any reason, then it's not going to look like the person.
Yep.
So.
Alright, I think I've got it a little bit better where I can see it again, because I'm at an angle in order so you're not constantly staring at the top of my head. What?
Oh, Spence says I will not be wearing makeup.
Hey, to each their own. You know what you like in my hair?
Beryl says we all noticed the glamour shot. Makes me want to redo my photo.
You have no idea how hard it is for me to be on camera. And I did this sitting right over there not even an hour ago.
Yeah, she doesn't normally wear makeup.
No.
But
unless there's something better.
I can say I think it's fair to say, and you're very self-conscious about being on camera. This was really hard for you to do.
I've gotten better.
And because you do have a skin condition, it's harder for you to wear makeup. So when you do, it's a pretty... it's
a big reason why I did.
Yeah, you definitely some reasons why. So
let's see here.
I am not gonna...
You're not gonna wear your makeup this time, are you?
No, I should wear eyeshadow. I should do a pirate one.
Do a pirate
I feel like doing a really unflattering pirate one.
Well, I did say that the mood of this is everybody's choosing.
You want me in eyeshadow? You can do it.
Oh, he's gonna let me play dress up.
I'll be Jack Sparrow.
He's gonna let me play dress up. That could be fine.
But it won't be Jack Sparrow. It would be the other guys. It would be the two guys that are like the bit pirates.
Now on the hair, I'm doing that first just so I can lay it out. And all I'm doing are the big curls. Because not only did I have to do this, I had to make it harder for myself and curl my hair.
Oh, I could do an 80s self-portrait with eyeshadow and, like, big hair.
I think that's where you're going.
Beryl says, doesn't Jack Sparrow have hair?
He does.
Shut up, Beryl. I've got hair. I just cut it.
You did just cut it. Because it was poking all over the place.
Yep.
Yep, so you did cut it. To have 7 inches off the back of mine and a foot off of the bangs.
That was shocking. You came home a completely different person.
I told you I was doing it.
Well, I know, and I like what you've done, and it's your hair. You do what you want. You could come home with a mohawk. I would have been just fine.
You get a say when you do my hair.
What?
Yeah.
Anyway, but when you came home.
That's a little shorter than I wanted.
Well,
it'll grow.
I think the entire time that we've been together, you've always had pretty much one kind of hair.
I have had bangs, and I think this is the shortest you've seen it.
Beryl says her hair does not curl.
Mine absolutely did not curl until I cut it, and I got this curling wand that I was absolutely amazed about. It came with a heat glove, so I didn't have to worry about that. And last night, I curled all my hair after a shower. Normally, after I washed it, it's harder to curl. But last night, it curled all over the place. And then I pulled out another curling iron today that I forgot I had. Basically brand new because it didn't work on my hair before. And sorry, kind of recurled it. I'm looking for the clumps. That's all I'm doing is looking for the clumps and the curls so that I can follow that direction. So I keep spinning and I'm trying to see. Again, I don't think you want to see the top of my head constantly. Put that down.
Greg says, now I gotta go to the mall and get a glamour shot.
It's not a glamour shot.
I
did not do any tweaking on my face
Beryl
whatsoever.
says, professional photographer, here I come.
This is just a selfie with my phone.
Spence says, at 55, I started losing mine, so I'm wearing a hat.
Well, I lose mine too because of the shot we do for my eczema. It's biological medication, and that makes my hair fall out.
And my hair, when I grow it out, which I don't know if I will ever do again, but it is naturally curly.
Yeah,
it's wavy.
No, it's actually pretty curly. I was surprised at how curly. Let's see here. We got clump here.
Well, my dad's hair, he pretty much has a fro.
Oh, that's true. That is true.
Which lends reinforcement to my other theory about my genetics, which I'm not going to say.
Thank you. You see, there's some bright color in my hair right now. Where's that? I've actually got 2 extensions in my hair because when I had the color done, I wasn't sure if I wanted the chunky or not, and I actually bought these years ago. Just happened to find them. And I want more chunky purple in my hair. So that's what these two are. Yeah, that's what these two are. These are actual extensions.
Erin says that she can cut her hair, grow it, straighten her, wear it natural, curly, and she still puts it back in a headband, and she has for 20 years.
After the live, I'll have my hair. In fact, I already got my clip ready.
And that's the reason why I cut my hair, because when I left the Army and I retired, I thought, well, I'm going to grow my hair out and have long hair, because that's not something that I've gotten to do very much. But I found that I spent the majority of the time with it back in a ponytail, and it's like, if you're going to have long hair,
that's one reason
you should have long hair.
Gotta get these curls. Yeah, but when you're sitting on your hair, or you're eating your hair, in fact, I need to have my bangs trimmed.
I was tired of eating it in my sleep, so.
Oh, see, I don't have that problem. I just flip it over the top of my head. But I do need to get my bangs shorter, because they're in my face.
Spence says he thinks he needs to buy a light box now.
You can actually get smaller ones for cheaper, and I do have them on my Amazon page.
You know, and also if you are wanting to, there's a bunch of DIYs about making your own.
Yes.
Because it's pretty simple. I mean, even if you have like a glass coffee table and a flashlight.
You don't even need a glass coffee table. You can actually use a clear Tupperware crate box thing.
Or if
you put a light underneath that, then you can use that.
Or tape in any window in your house.
Yep. Yep. All of those work.
Philip says this is a message. He's got to miss class today.
Oh, Philip. He likes to play hooky. Alright, now I'm going to get my bangs. And so I have my eyebrows, and we definitely need the eyebrows because they'll look funny without our eyebrows.
Burl is now quoting the movie Shampoo.
I don't think we saw that.
She says, give me a head of hair, long, beautiful hair. Yeah, I know what shampoo is. What?
It washes your hair. So shampoo is. I haven't seen it. Alright. Let's see. I'm trying to see how much bangs I got in my face.
The reason why I know, though, is because when I was young, I found out that Warren Beatty was in Shampoo, and the only reason why I cared about Warren Beatty is because he was Carrie Fisher's dad, and that was a Star Wars link. So I had to find out what Shampoo was so that I could have all the knowledge, because it was very important to me to have all the Star Wars knowledge.
Yeah, because that's like functional. Well, then I can't say much.
Oh, Hair the Musical.
Oh.
Well, then I'm wrong. But I have heard the song. Maybe it was Hair that he was in.
Alrighty.
I get them mixed up. There's like several hair-related movies. There's Hairspray, Shampoo, and Hair the Musical.
Oops.
Beryl says, I am a child of the 60s.
Lucky.
Well, I was born in the 60s. late 60s.
The last year of the 60s.
That's right.
You're old now.
Who's the best year?
No, the
best.
Yeah. Took you long enough. At old age, you're just like slowing down. I can't say much. I'm so sore from shoveling snow. Can't say much.
Oh man, I do not miss that growing up.
I want a snowblower.
Growing up, we had to shovel people's roofs because a lot of people would build roofs out.
Wow.
I mean, houses, and they wouldn't build the roofs right. Like, not enough angle. And then we'd get like 4 feet of snow, and then they would panic about their roofs collapsing. So they would call my family, because we lived out there all the time, and they're like, hey, we can't make it out this weekend because of the snowstorm, because it was airplane access only. And so can you go and shovel our roof? So me and my dad would go around and shovel people's roofs to keep their houses from being crushed.
Alrighty, we have some hair.
Oh, it's really fun to jump off a roof from 20 feet into like a 8-foot snowbank.
I'm just putting those marks so I know that's the edge. The pattern, though, if this goes further, I can just fake the hair like this. So I'm not stressing about it. The main thing here is I want to know where the clumps are, and I want to know the direction that the hair is going in. That's what all this is. Let's see. Some of the lines I actually missed and was a little off on until I drew on the actual photo. Let's see here, still can't see there. It's fine. It's a lot of dark right about there.
Earl says, well, it could be worse. It could be snow. I guess it's raining where Spence is.
Here, we got sunshine for the next 10 days. Alright. I need to move on. I think the biggest thing that's going to be hard for me is my glasses.
Why is that?
Because the way our brains work, how we see, if it looks too dark, I'm going to feel like I threw it off, even though I'm copying what I see, you know?
Mm.
So keep that in mind. That's one of the reasons why we're doing this, is we need to burn what we see, not what we think is there.
Correct.
And then somebody had commented, because I made a big old long post on Facebook. If you're not a part of our group, it's down in the description below. Come join us. We're a lively, fun bunch. We have awesome moderators, Greg, Michaela, and Philip. They help me so much. Oh my gosh, so much. There's times with whatever is going on, still being sick or whatever, that I'm not in the group because I'm trying to deal, and they are there being awesome. In fact, now Greg has listened to me so much talk, that now this is one piece of tracing paper. Amy, this one piece is 2 pieces of, this is my photo taped together to make a bigger photo. That he sounds like me. I guess I've said certain things so many times that now when Greg types it out and I read it, I just have to laugh because it's like I wrote it. It's funny. And even Sheila does it too, though. But Greg almost verbatim. But Sheila, she does a lot as well.
Greg says he does his faces about 70% upside down to fool the brain.
Whatever your brain, that's going to be the biggest thing, is whatever your brain likes better in its processing. Because this is so throwing me off now that they called it a glamour shot. I'm wondering if I should do this.
Well, I'm on it.
Alright.
It looks like from a magazine.
No,
feels like you should have a French accent. Don't hate me because I'm beautiful.
Sorry, that's just wrong. That's just wrong. I gotta get my double chin in there because it's there.
Maybe she's born with it. Maybe it's Optima.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Arlene says, definitely do this picture. Spence says, yes, do it.
Alright. I wanted because in the group I said, try to keep your photo from being like a driver's license. Let's see, I got a necklace here. I'm just going to do this. Doesn't have to be a straight. Alrighty. I'm going to switch over real fast to get my shirt. I think I shall do that in a blue. And again, it's just so I can see for myself. And I tried to cut this off where my arm wasn't up, but I'm not going to get that, I guess. You see, I can go over lines if I feel like I messed up, and it just makes it easier to do all this working out on the transfer paper, on the tracing paper, before you transfer. And then you'll feel more confident. You spent time with a photo. You've been able to, oops, wrong color. There we go. The more you draw this correctly, the more you'll burn it correctly, meaning where things are. Now, are you going to screw up, especially if you're new? Absolutely. Are you going to screw up if you're not new? Absolutely. Because we all do.
Mm-hmm.
It's how we fix it and learn from those mistakes that make all the difference in the world in our burning.
In regards to the moderating, Greg says he types it out in full to stop questions in multiple posts. He says call him Val Jr.
Let's see here. I'm kind of... I have to look at this more. I'm looking at my part and I'm trying to figure out some of the hair curves this way. I went a little too loose with that. And see, I do also have hair that's coming up like this. And I don't know if I'm going to keep that or not. We shall see. Because I do have flyaways.
Everybody does.
Yeah. The flyaways I think are okay to remove, depending on where they are and how much of them there are.
I like the flyaways because it humanizes people.
Yeah, I'm putting a little bit in.
I mean, the only time that you don't have flyaways is like if it's like a fashion shoot and they've used a ton of product to you know, nail everything down. But that's not how people are naturally. And so, to me, in the art that I do, I like to have flyaways because it adds humanity to it.
Well, because it's realistic.
Yeah.
We all got them. And that's the same with the wrinkles. I don't think you can see... You can kind of see my cheek scar right here. But I don't know that it's even enough to include.
I don't notice it most of the time.
Well, I got it when I was 2, so it's really faded over the years.
Yeah.
But it is still there. It is still a part of me. And that's one thing I didn't want to change. You don't want to change you.
Okay, Greg says he's changing his name to VJ. You know, I want to go back to that upside down comment that Greg said. And I think that probably most people are familiar with this, but you have 2 hemispheres in your brain, and what the upside down does is it helps you to disassociate, because your brain likes to use symbols to identify things, and you will tend to try and do those learned symbols. So like when we're a kid, you know, you draw the sun, it's a circle with spokes coming out of it. So if you try and draw the sun as an adult, your brain is going to fall back on that, just like language, just like letters. Like, oh, that's the sun, draw a circle and draw lines coming out of it, there, and we're done. So your brain doesn't want to deal with that foolishness to the left side because it's rational. So turning it upside down basically kind of shuts down that part of your brain because it doesn't want to deal with it. It's like, well, this isn't right. I'm out. I'm done. And that allows your right side of your brain to actually see what's there, and allows you to replicate that. And this is explained way better in a book that I grew up with, and I always recommend.
It might be up there at the top.
It's called Drawing on the Right Side of the Brain. And I think it is. I'm going to get it.
It may be up there. Let's see here. Now, it may look dark for my eyebrows, but of course it's not how I'm going to burn them.
Oh, God. I think it's in my studio.
Yeah, all the art books are on the right side.
On the right side?
Yep. Alright, let's get my eyeballs in.
I'll be right back. It's in my studio.
Look at that. He's still leaving me. You're still leaving me.
Huh?
You're still leaving me.
I'll be right back.
You're still leaving me. Butthead. He's a butthead. Alrighty. Now, what I had to decide, because I tried to make sure that when I was taking my photo, I had a light on to, let's see here, from this direction. That's where the light is. There's no other light coming in. But I had to make sure I didn't have a glare on my glasses. Now, if you take a picture, you have a glare on your glasses, you could do one or two things. Burn it, or burn around it. Or, if the glare is in one place, like here, let me find a photo. I have photos with glares. Let's see here, we'll do this quickly. He let all the warm air out. Let's see here. And sometimes I'm just making a face at the camera, so if it ends up being a silly one that I'm using for example, don't judge me. Alright, okay, we got a glare here. So I would recommend taking the picture over again and kind of just moving a little bit to get it so that glare isn't on your glasses if you have glasses, because this really throws it off. Now you can keep the light highlight in the eyes itself and along the waterline, because that makes the eye feel alive and real. But the glare, I don't recommend working with it, if at all possible. If you can't retake the photo, well then, you could see if your brain works like this. You can see that the crease line starts, and you know the crease line continues to right there. So you could draw in your crease line. You could continue drawing the shape of the eye. You're going to have a little hard problem here, and actually don't want to draw here. If I continue, the line is there, and then put my eyelashes in, put the roundness of my iris in, and then just and burn it like I would normally, and remove the glare that way. Alright, let's get back to my photo. Alright, we're at the eyeballs here. So I made sure, I tried really hard not to have any glare on my eyes, on my glasses. Let's see, we got that. I'm going to go ahead and draw in the highlights. So I know they're there. This is where I'm going to have all my reference photos, and I'm going to be paying close attention as to what is what. Let's see here. As I'm burning. Alright, so my crease. I'm going to go ahead and draw my eye line there, but my eyelashes do this. And there's always going to be, there's always going to be an eyes. There's always going to be a shadow over part of the iris at the top, even if it's a straight on photo, because your lids are further out than your eyes, so they're going to cast a shadow. And then your eyelashes are always going to curl, even if you're a guy. Your eyelashes are still going to curl somewhat. Now they may be flat or straight out, but there's still a little curve at the base where it's coming out. And because I have makeup, I got bigger curves on. We'll just do that. Alright. And then the white of your eye is never truly white. If you look, if you're painting this, you've got green and pinks and a little bit of blue in the whites of the eyes. And burning it, you have different, in fact, let me see if I can very quickly switch this over to sepia, maybe. If I got it on my phone, I could do black and white. He left the door open. So all of it. I'm trying, it doesn't look like I have sepia on here. Let's see. Even with, I'm just gonna say it. Even with black and white, let me zoom. You can see it's still not completely white. So you don't want to put a bunch of white in your eye when you're burning it. And see what I mean by using a color photo to do your pattern instead of black and white? We know right here that's a different value from some of the other hair around it, or color, so we can see the lines better. But because they're all somewhat the same tonal value, you have a harder time seeing it. You okay?
Yeah, sorry.
You left the door open, and all the warm air that I have had since 8:30 this morning went poof.
I'm sorry.
Give me kisses. Okay.
Amber had to go to the bathroom.
Oh, you want to hear that book?
And so do I.
Okay, you wanted to hear that book.
Yeah.
Right.
So.
It would be easier if I did this.
Okay, you do it.
Ooh, there we go.
So, this is a really good book. And if anybody wants to improve their drawing skills. And it doesn't matter what your skill level is. If you feel like you don't have any, or if you've been doing it for years, I highly recommend this. It'll improve your work like 100%. So, and it's based on
okay, I put that in. Yeah.
It's based on a scientific approach that works. So if you follow the book, it's like a course, and it's the real deal.
Thank you so much, Michael Ann. Hello. Let's see here. I hadn't looked up in a while. I forgot to look up. And yes, Greg really goes on about denatured alcohol in the group when he answers the question. Alrighty, let's see here. My glasses.
Wow, there was a lot of chat.
Well, I was just going. I forgot.
I gotta go back and make sure. Let's see. Beryl says it's gonna be hard for me to look at myself for 2 months.
Well, it may take less time. If this is going well and I'm happy with it, I'd like to have it in competition in February. But that's cutting it really, really close. And I don't want to skip over any information for anybody else. So we'll see. Alright, let's get these glasses in. And now I have a highlight.
That's funny.
What's that?
Well, Sheila Edwards says, Jason, I got that same book by Betty. What's her name? Betty Edwards. Any relation to Sheila? But she's like, Betty, what's her name?
Oh, maybe she didn't remember the name, but it's
your
her
name. It's your name, Sheila. Anyway, no, it's Edwards.
Let's see here. Let's do this.
Yeah, and that's what she said.
Now, I definitely need to make sure I pay attention to where the highlights are on the glasses.
I've never heard of that.
What's that?
Beryl says years ago when she had her wedding photo done, the professional photographer took the lenses out of her glasses.
Oh, that makes sense.
Now I think they would just use Photoshop.
Yeah. Back when they were like carving on the stone, it was easier to take off the glasses.
Ouch! Wow.
I love you, bro.
Yeah. See how?
I'm sorry, I
me,
have
bro.
hot cocoa.
You know how it is now.
Oh, she'll get me. She'll get me.
What's in that cocoa?
It's my cocoa. It don't matter what's in there.
Oh, okay.
It don't matter.
Beryl says there's a neat app for the phone called Live Collage. You can do a split screen and have your photo on one side and a photo of your burn on the other side for comparison.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I do those.
Michael Ann has that book.
See, I'm starting to have an eye.
Sheila says, I wish she was PMSL?
Which would I have?
I don't know. What is PMSL?
Yes. I gotta see it.
I think it's in terms of Betty Edwards. I wish she was PMSL. PMSL? I don't know what that is.
I'm looking.
Once you say it, once you figure it out.
I'm looking for a comment, but my glasses. My eyes, because I've been looking at the light pad. My eyes. Sorry. I'm trying to find her next comment. I can't see it. I can't see it. That's why you're reading the comments. I can see this.
Oh. Peeing my side's laughing. Didn't know that lingo.
You need to catch up. Alright. I do have...
We'll just call Sheila, what's her name, from now on.
I love Sheila. Why would we do that to her? Alright, so under my glasses here... come on. There we go. Under my this is an actual shadow. So what I will do, it's not the actual glass line. It's a shadow. So what I will do, I'm trying to make this line thicker so that I know. This is glasses. Is I'll put some lines. Actually, I may not even put it on the pattern because as I'm burning, I will see it. But if you need to put it on your pattern, absolutely do that. Absolutely do that. Let's see here. What is that? That comes from here. And I don't always do solid lines. I'll skip around. You know what sucks right now?
Hmm.
I need to blow my nose.
Do you need a... I got a paper towel here.
I need to leave the room.
Oh. Well, if you gotta leave the room, entertain then.
Let's see here. We got that eye. Let's check. Yep, there I am. There I am. Let's see. I'm not putting in the waterline highlight because I can see that while I'm burning. Let's see here. I went over this line like that. And I know this is time consuming, but it just helps reinforce in your brain the different shapes and where those shapes go in the correct way. And this will make transferring so much easier. Let's see here, how far does that eye? And I think next week we will start with the eyes, because I tend to start with the eyes and try to get those as far as I want them. Maybe not fully burned, but pretty darn close, so that I know where everything else is going to go. Are you reading the book while I'm talking?
Perusing it.
Alright, so this crease.
Good memories in this book. When I first did it, I was I think I was like 10 or 11, and I did not want to do the book. Like I didn't want to do a course, and then as I started doing it, I started really enjoying it. You know, I didn't want to do it because I was 11. You know, I was like, I don't want to do it. But then I saw like how much difference it was making in my art, and I went through it.
Definitely need to pay attention to these highlights if you have glasses, because highlights actually, looking at it, they kind of line up with the pupil based on where the light source is coming from. So definitely something to pay attention to.
Such a good book.
Trying to remember, I think I had that book for one of my art classes in college.
You had to look for it?
Huh?
What did you say?
I think that could have been one of our textbooks.
Oh, smart.
In college, but I can't remember. And it would have been a book I never opened. Because I made it through most of my college stuff without opening a book.
Someone's a rebel.
No, it was just raising 2 kids, and if I could get it right without the book, then it meant I got it done quicker. That's all. So if I was a rebel, I wouldn't have bought the books. They cost an arm and a leg, and they're freaking ridiculous.
I know you're a rebel.
I mean, I am, but not when my education is on the line like that. So I'm guessing some of my professors would argue with that. Alrighty. Now, I do have pattern on my glasses here on the side, but you really can't see it. Will you stop doing what you're doing?
What did I do?
Not you, my phone. But you can't really see the... Gosh darn.
Uh-oh. You're breaking.
Well, no. I'm putting it back in my case because...
You're just making noises now. Does not compute.
I'm not breaking. It's just not doing what I wanted to do. And I'm used to it being out of the case. Alright, here we go. Okay, so you can't really see the pattern, but we do have shapes, and we do have where the light is hitting it. So we need to make sure at the very least to put the lines in for where those where the light's hitting. Alrighty. And on this side, did it wrong.
Oh, Greg just Amazoned the book by Betty something. Yes.
Yeah.
I don't think you're gonna regret it, Greg. It's like it blew my mind when. Of course, I was 11, so you know, mind blowing doesn't take much when you're a kid. But it really, honestly, like, because I had been drawing things certain ways, and like I was artistic, but all my art was very two-dimensional. And once I completed the book, which took me, I think, about a week or two, in the dead of winter in Alaska, by candlelight, because that's what we had.
I'll ignore that line.
In an oil lantern. It really it really improved my fundamentals and set a baseline for where I'm at now, And I do go back from time to time to reference it because it's a very good reference. But the main thing that it does, the very main thing that this book does, is teaches you how to see, which really, when it comes down to art, that's the key, is being able to see what you're looking at, really see it for what it is, not for what you think it is. And you said that earlier in the stream. So, it's really a phenomenal read. I should get paid for that. I've plugged this book so much over the years.
There's a lot of people that actually plug that book.
Well, it's a good book. It's really, if you're an artist and you want to be a better artist, it's really good.
I guess that's something I better read it. What I'm trying to do with the purple is that's my shadow lines. This is some of my brain as I'm burning along, and I will transfer these dots. Won't be very hard, as in they're not. I'm not gonna make them. They're not like when I'm putting them on the wood, but I do need to put the dots so that I know what everything is.
Well, if you ever decide that you want to read it and go through it, I would do the exercises with you, because I think it's a good set of exercises.
Yeah, when I've got time.
So that's not going to happen then.
Yes, because I have so much time to do everything I want. There's so many things I want to do.
Yeah, you're like Da Vinci. You get so much going on.
Means I get nothing done. I forgot my lips. Got my lips.
In Italy, in those times, have you heard about Signor Da Vinci? Yes, he's got a lot going on.
I know this looks kind of silly. These are all the main lines that my brain needs in order to... what?
I'm sorry.
I know, you would like it to stay that way.
No, Greg says exercise. Thought you said extra fries. I was thinking, that sounds good.
Lips up here. And I did do lipstick because I didn't go heavy on any other makeup, but I really wanted the lipstick because it just frames the face more.
I will say one last thing about the book, and then I'll stop. I'll just stop about the book. I've talked with people who have gone through the book, just a few, but the people that I've talked to, including myself, I was upset that I didn't do it sooner. I mean, I was 11, but but I've heard the same thing from other people. They're like, man, I should have gone through this book years ago.
Now, when we'll discuss the lips, but when we get to the lips, this is your bottom lip is lighter because your top lip kind of hangs over, so it doesn't catch the light the same way. So I'm just tapping in where that is. Ready? Now I got a bow. There we go. And when I think I could still put more on the pattern, but for now, I'm going to use the back side because I still need to sand and everything else. But I want you to see, if we just used our picture, we'd be sitting here trying to feel and move it around and trying to figure out, especially since you're using basswood, it always has the live edge bark line and you're trying to see, and then you have to push harder to transfer. But now I can see exactly where everything's going to light up. In fact, I can go lighter there. I need to bring it down actually because I was touching. Here, I'll go to the side. So you can see better. I'm not taking it off because I might want to transfer some more lines. So, but if I was going to take it off, what I would do is I would do some kind of shape. I'm going to transfer that or copy that.
Rule says her basswood isn't live edge.
Yeah.
You don't like those.
What, live edge?
Yeah.
What is that?
That's with the bark, I think.
That's live edge.
Why did you ask me what it was? We're having a communication problem.
Big time. I asked what you said about Pearl.
She said that hers does not have the live edge.
Oh.
What did you think I said?
She didn't like the live edge.
Oh.
So we're going to glare because I don't want to glare. Go this way.
It's okay.
It's not working with us. Now we're all blown out on
Now
camera.
Now you can see your light configuration.
Well, I can move that light around. Alrighty, and the wood is not as dark as it looks because there's just no light hitting it. Alrighty, so with this, now I can see, okay, maybe my picture is a little bigger. I can see the lines. I can see where the top is. So actually, let's see here, based on this, because it's a little big, this over. If you're going to touch the edge of your wood, you might as well go over. It feels better. So I need to go over here. And actually, since it's my hair, I could add hair. Not a big deal. I do want a gap at the top. See, look at that. This picture is just a little bigger than I thought it was going to be. But by tracing it out like this, I can see all that. I can make my adjustments and line up properly the way I want it. And then tape it down and transfer. And we're good to go. Because next week we're starting on the eyes. So do we have any last minute questions about doing the pattern? Hey, Wingman. About doing the pattern. And this is, the basswood was, what did I do on? It's like close to 8.5 by 13, which I felt was a better size. I had some bigger pieces of basswood, but I didn't want to waste them on this. Because then it'd have to be an even bigger picture. But yeah, I need to make sure I leave a gap at the top, because you need to leave some area around so your eye has a place to stop. So in doing the composition, this is that's a very easy way to see.
Greg says make sure you take the plastic off before you sand.
Well, I need to raise the grain first on this, but yeah.
Raise the grain? Is that like
raise the grain?
Is that like
raise the grain?
Is that like planting a wheat field and then watching it grow?
Yeah,
Raising
and then chopping it down. I need to do the chop down part. Silly butt. Alrighty. So yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do. But now I've got my pattern. And like I said, I need to go in and put more of the shading in. I just wanted to show why I'm doing it on the tracing paper. It just gives me so much more control. I will be drawing the picture multiple times, and in doing that, I'm more likely to get things right, which makes me happy, which means less sanding to fix.
Here, I have a note for you
You have
to read.
That's the fair. I'm going to show you. It'll probably go backward. No, I'll do it this way. This is what he wrote me. This is what he wrote me.
You're not supposed to dime me out.
I dimed you out.
You're a narc.
You're a shitty poo.
Oh.
No coffee. No coffee. No coffee. Alrighty. Let's see here. Yeah. If I would have gone guess with this picture on the wood, even if I put some marks down and checked, by the time I get it all transferred, I probably would have been frustrated that it didn't fit right. So I'm taking this just extra step. I'm trying to see. I saw. Taking this extra step of drawing it out like this kind of gives me almost it's tedious. Don't get me wrong. It's tedious. It definitely can be a pain in the butt. But it can also, if you look at it differently, look at it as a meditative way of getting correct lines in your head so that when you're working, you feel more confident. Because confidence is going to be a big thing in how you burn. Do we got any questions?
I don't think so. I haven't seen any questions.
No questions. Did I confuse anybody? Did this make sense? Because I just get going and...
Well, Spence says, I didn't know this before, thanks.
Yeah, well, we talked about it before, but maybe seeing it this way helped. Because I did it on the paper bird for the tree dyad. Dryad. I need to finish that one
Greg
too.
says, VJ is out of here.
Oh boy. VJ. So that's Valarie Jason.
Yeah.
Valarie Jason. Not Valarie Jr., Valarie Jason.
Oh, God. Sorry about that. Oh, God.
You okay?
Mm-hmm. Oh, God.
Hopefully we'll stop being sick very, very soon. Very, very soon. And I gotta remind everybody, if you're new, don't forget to hit the subscribe button down below.
You gotta do the thing.
Huh?
You gotta do the thing.
Oh, okay. I'll do the thing. I just put my hair up to get off my neck.
Okay.
And we're up. I don't know if it's a mess, but we're up. Alrighty. Where am I putting my wood? Over there. Alrighty. What am I doing? Oh, yeah. I know what I'm doing. Kind of. In theory. I know what I'm doing. Alrighty. So if you're new, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, come back and leave us a comment. If you have any questions, please definitely ask. I've got a long post in group. It's under the announcements if you want more information. And basically, we went over a lot of what I wrote. For the group, I'm going to be adding a topic post tag thingy, and that's 2020 burning self-portrait. That way it's easy to find stuff in the group, and you go ahead and label yours the same way. So if you say, hey, you know, I've got this and I got a question for somebody, you can easily find it under the post tag, hopefully, in theory. Okay, there we go. Okay. That won't bother me. There we go. Oh, yes. And I hope everybody had a fantastic 2019. And if not, we get to go to it tonight at midnight.
Mm-hmm.
Don't we?
Yes, we
and
do.
we get a do-over. Do it right.
Yep.
Be happy.
Thanks to everybody who's been with us this year.
Yes. All our new subscribers, all our old toasties. Don't forget that you are... What are you?
I don't know.
You are awesome. You could do this. You're a pyro artist.
Correct.
Happy burning, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Happy New Year. Oh, boy. I gotta stop the stream. Over here. We stop it here.